Denox Live, Episode 108, Season 2. Denox reviews Wario Blast featuring Bomberman for the Game Boy. Hello YouTube, this is DXS speaking, and today I'm gonna review yet another Bomberman game. Well, sort of. A Wario game as well. This game is known as Wario Blast featuring Bomberman. It was a game originally for the Game Boy back in 1994. It's kind of a crossover spin-off of Wario and Bomberman into one game. But in this game, Wario and Bomberman actually meets up together. After they laid eyes on each other, they decide to battle one another. Well, this game has no story whatsoever, so I'm not gonna get so much into that. This game is a Bomberman style kind of game, where you can choose to play as either Wario or Bomberman, and depending on which one you choose, your opponent will be the exact opposite. So if you're Wario, you gotta blow up Bomberman and vice versa. Sometimes you were wondering, Wario's screwed because he's playing a game that Bomberman has already mastered, the art of bombing. But to our surprise, Wario's actually just as good at throwing bombs at Bomberman. Now, the first level, you start off with setting bombs around you to blow up blocks in order for you to move on until you get to your opponent. And you collect power-ups as you move along as well. You only need to try to blow up one enemy, but the next sub-stage of this level, you have 2 enemies, then 3. And then you face a boss with all 3 Warios or Bomberman combined into one monster of a boss, which is quite challenging in their own unique way, so be prepared at all times. Now, compared to the other Bomberman games, there are only 3 kinds of items or power-ups you might say that you should know about in this game. If you have played the other Bomberman games or watched my other Bomberman reviews, you should know that bomb power-ups let you increase the number of bombs you can throw at the same time, this time with a little more than 4 bombs max. And flame heads power-ups makes your bomb explosions more wider, and skull power-ups or more like power down, since when you get it, it may make you go much slower like a slug, or disable you from getting bombs for a certain amount of time, which could get really annoying. Each level is best 2 out of 3, so each time you go to a new level with like 2 Warios, you have to destroy them both 2 times to progress. And if they kill you first twice, then it's game over, pal. Fortunately, afterwards, they'll leave a password there, so if you are tired of playing this game right now, you may save the password somewhere and use it the next time you play to resume the level where you last left off. But password feature can hype gamers from finding more in the internet, skip levels so they could try all the levels out in case they find it impossible to pass a certain level. But if you use it for that purpose, then no offense, you are a cheater. After you defeat each boss, you'll gain a new ability to power yourself and of course your bombs more than it was before. And if you enter a certain password, you'll get the privilege starting the game with a motorcycle around the stage to jump over unbreakable blocks and place bombs at an immense speed, and throwing 4 bombs at the exact same time. The trick to defeat most of the bosses in this game very easily is to run around in a circle, leaving bombs in every opening 2 blocks close to the boss, and run away quick before your own bomb kills you. There's also secret passwords hidden in this game, which will allow you to play a bonus stage to destroy as many enemies as possible without getting yourself killed in the process. And once you defeat the final boss, which trust me, is very hard and will take all the skills in your disposal you have collected throughout the game in order to defeat it, cause like I said before, you only have 1 life bar in this game. You won't get much of an reward for it, just seeing Bomberman and Wario following each other in their motorcycle. But will this be the last time you'll be playing this game if you enjoyed it for the first time? Most likely not. The graphics of this game is to me acceptable for the Game Boy game, and for that, you can't expect much, but I think they should made Wario and Bomberman look a little bit better. Cause in my opinion, in my honest opinion, his head looks slightly bigger than his whole body. But for me, it was decent. And as for the music, I really do like the music in the first level of the game. Very creative, not the best out there, but for the Game Boy game, you can't expect much more. So it was well done in that aspect. The sound effects of this game are well done as well. And the bomb sounds as real as it can be in a Game Boy sound quality. Overall, this game can be frustrating at first as you learn to play, but once you play after a little while, it can be quite an addicting game as you would play it again and again without getting bored, or want to beat it in less time than before. And if you are a hardcore fan of Wario and Bomberman and hasn't even tried out this game yet, and like the traditional Bomberman style of this game, you should definitely give this game a try and a must-have in your collection. Now to sum it all up, I give this game an 8 out of 10.